Greetings and salutations, everyone. I'm back with another review of those Hammer Films set of different Blu-rays. There's 20 of them in that set, and I'm still working my way through them. I think this is film number 8 or 9. But anyways, be sure to check a link that I'm going to put in the description there about that Hammer Film set and what the intention was for doing those reviews. But for a quick summary, I'm going to go through all 20 of these, and I'm going to make a little review video on every single one of them, even if I don't really care for it too much. But before we get started, be sure to do all that YouTube stuff where if you enjoyed this video, or if you've checked out some of my back catalog and enjoyed some of those, consider giving them a thumbs up, subscribing, hitting that bell icon to get a notification when I put a new video up, and be sure to, share this video and channel around, as it really does help out quite a bit. But now that that's out of the way, the latest in these Hammer Films reviews that I'm doing is for Maniac from 1963, starring no one I am familiar with. But hey, these are a bit old. The synopsis for this is all that I read or knew of. I didn't even watch a trailer beforehand, but the synopsis for this is as follows. An American painter has an affair with a bar owner in a French village and agrees to help murder her husband, who has escaped from a prison for the criminally insane. Kind of. It's not really a good synopsis because plotline-wise there are a lot of different things happening, and that's not quite accurate. It's kind of strange. It's a bit out of focus. But yeah, so this is another one in the set, which I wasn't really considering this one to be a winner. Of course, I could blame Peter Cushing for that because his performance in Cash on Demand, which I'll have a link for that in the description as well, I thought was excellent. And I think it kind of ruined the next two coming up. So these lackluster films, 2 in a row now, haven't really been enjoying. But unlike the last one that I really didn't care for, which was The Snorkel, this one at least was a bit more engaging, and I could see like a glimmer of hope of where this story could have gone. So I would say that that in this story of an American painter meeting this woman and getting wrapped up in this plot to help her husband escape a mental institution where he would run off, and then this painter and the woman would then live happily ever after. It gets a bit mixed up eventually because this one took a long time to kind of find its footing and get on track, almost as if they weren't sure what they were writing and eventually stumbled across a path to take. This one is more of a slow-moving. I guess actually the whole first half of the film is pretty slow moving. It's more of a mystery or thriller than anything related to horror in some ways. So it's hard to even really talk about this one because it kind of gets plotted along and eventually came to this scheme to help this man escape this mental institution, and it drags a bit here and there. Eventually there is a little bit of a payoff. Toward the end we have some other twists and turns happening in the story. And while that does liven things up quite a bit and makes it kind of worth, getting through all those slow points, it does make it a bit confusing because they throw all this stuff at you at once. Another negative aspect of the film is that the French accents in this were really strong. When you put that on top of the fact that it is an older way of recording audio, I actually had to turn on subtitles for this one to make sure I could follow what was going on in it. So yeah, it's a slow burn mystery thriller, moves along this very slow path. Eventually it throws some twists and turns that kind of redeem it, at least partially by the end. But, I'm not really going to recommend this one because ultimately the negatives versus the positives, well, those negatives kind of outweigh those positives. Not to the extent that they did in The Snorkel, where I'd say just don't even bother, but enough that I can safely say, it's all right if you skip this one in the set, unless you're really curious. Looking back at this story, if somebody rewrote the script and they kind of worked on those ideas, fleshed it out a bit more and updated it, I think they could polish it up, and the whole idea behind this could kind of be salvaged and they could make a decent remake of it, in my opinion. But, I guess if you're curious, feel free to check it out. And speaking of curious, this is another short video. Thanks for being curious enough to check it out and, especially sticking around to the end like this. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, consider doing all that YouTube stuff that I mentioned at the beginning. And I will see you in the next one.